Well, top of the morning to you. This is Michelle Wright, retired head of government contracts for a major defense company, author, pastor, executive director of Keep Rowlett Beautiful, to keep our city clean and green. And I believe everyone needs today to start every day with an encouraging word. And what a great way to start it with Figure It Out Friday, Authors Edition. We have a really exciting guest today. And the whole purpose and intent of doing this was to begin to inspire, encourage, and provide information and contacts in order to write. Because everyone has a story, as we know. Frank McKinney uh, presented that about a year ago. Well, this morning, I'd like to introduce, I think everyone actually may know Miss Kendra Cooke. She is a TEDx speaker. Congratulations, Kendra. This is a new accomplishment for you, and I want to hear a little bit about that. And we're excited today to speak a little bit about the launch of her latest endeavor. It's a journal, and it's something I really want to hear about. Good morning, Kendra.
Good morning, Michelle. How are you?
I am doing great. It's so good to see you once again. And I had the opportunity to meet Kendra about a month or two ago when she came to the Dallas area. And we had a wonderful breakfast and opportunity to meet face to face. So I look forward to hearing what you have to say this morning.
Well, thank you for asking me to be on the show. I'm excited too.
Well, one of the things that we heard in some of the things that you were talking about, you're a very organized person. Can I say that? And so many of us struggle with uh, having multiple things going on at the same time. And one of the things that caught me in the description of what you and your friend did, um, when you put the book together or your journal together, you did this in 2 weeks. And she had 8 different journals and things that she was trying to pull together. And you had all your books and things that you would carry through airports and everywhere. And you know what? I'm a lot like that. So, uh, how did this happen? And did you do it over coffee or what was it?
Yeah, so thank you for asking. Well, the funny story is I wasn't always this organized, let's be honest. So successful people have to figure out how to become organized because we're wearing a lot of hats, right? We're either in sales and marketing, we're in operations, we're in technology, we're in the finance department. So when you're an entrepreneur or small business owner, we wear a lot of hats. And so for me, for years, I was in disarray, maybe making a payment late, not because I didn't have the money, but because I didn't have it recorded somewhere, or wasn't tracking my money. I did have issues with money early on in my career. And I just have always said, okay, I have to figure out better ways to do things. So created a ton of systems and processes as a real estate agent that also brought forward into my coaching business. And so since I started getting organized, I had a book for everything, right? I had a journal, I had my planner, I had my daily devotional, I had my Bible study book, and I travel a lot. And so over the last several years, I'm like, my book bag weighs more than my suitcase. This is crazy. And so I've been dreaming about trying to figure out how to put everything and marry everything together. And I do women's empowerment retreats. And so Julie, my business partner, and happened to be at one of my retreats. And the title was Be the CEO of Your Life. And a lot of discussions around things we needed to streamline and get organized in and non-negotiables. And at the end of the retreat, she stood up and said her big takeaway was she was going to go home and create the planner she had always wanted. And my eyes bugged out of my head because I had had that on my vision board for a few years as well. And I'm like, we should talk. And so within a week, we scheduled a time and we jumped on a Zoom and we just said, you know what, we need to create something that we can't find. And so she had multiple books, I had multiple books. And we just started saying, you make a list of what you want in yours, I'll make a list. And kind of coincidentally, our lists were very similar and paralleled. And so we said, we're going to put it all in this one book and we'll figure out what happens. And so that's how it came about very quickly, as we both knew what we wanted and what we were using, and we were able to marry our ideas. So a lot of times it's just collaboration and speaking what you want. When it comes to writing something, hey, I want this, and then who can help me get it, and collaborate with somebody that has similar, ideas and practices, and then marry them together.
Excellent. It's sometimes we just think that we have to do everything ourselves, and that's not necessarily the case. And there's so many people that maybe don't set out with wanting to help us or work with us, but if we're open and share the ideas that God gives us, he then begins to open doors to, and one thing I pray for every day are divine appointments and Holy Ghost setups. And I
Mhm.
think that's one thing that makes this cohort that we have here, this mindset motivational show. There are so many people on here. We're not all in real estate, we're not all in financial, but we're all part of the body of Christ, so to speak. So if we figure out a way to work together, just think how good it could be, powerful and multiplicative, if that's a word.
Yeah, no, I believe that too. I believe that, Julie brought things to the Daily Well, which is the name of our planner. She brought things that I didn't think about, but that are so useful, and vice versa. And so I'm super passionate about financial literacy, and just like, oh, that'd be great to put in there. And we talked about how we're both super goal and oriented. And we're like, oh, that should go in there. So just talking out things with people, you'll uncover some things that maybe weren't crystal clear to you at the time. So I think you mentioned, sometimes we think people aren't willing to help us on our journey. I think we're just fear driven, that people will judge us, that it's not a good idea, or that we're afraid that they may steal our deal. I'm not saying either one of those aren't valid, but I just know when you do the right thing and you open your heart and your mind, as you said, God brings the right people into your life to collaborate. So I wouldn't be fearful and let something like that hold you back. I think if you put it in the universe, God will see it to fruition. So,
Yeah, I thank you, Bethany. We're getting a lot of hearts from Bethany. I think this is hitting home to her and so many other people here. Um, one of the things I wanted to say about the and I must confess I still haven't gotten your planner. I've ordered it, and it's at my mailbox at home in Dallas. I'm in Buena Vista, Colorado. But I did do a little bit of research, and one of the areas has to do with clarity and weekly intentions and priorities. Can you talk a little bit about that?
yes. So we did a week at a glance, and it's actually boxes. And so I think for busy, and the planner was designed for women. It doesn't mean that men can't use it. It's a wonderful tool, but we came at it from a women's approach. And as ladies, we wear a lot of hats. Whether you're, as I mentioned earlier, whether you're the household financial manager, or the chauffeur manager, or the prayer warrior manager, or the business manager, or whatever, we just wear a lot of hats. And so that was one of the pages that Julie put in there, because I'm a note taker. I write a ton of notes, and I always have notes somewhere. And she's like, we need to plan out our week here. And then, it sets us up for success. So it's just gaining clarity, because ladies, we carry so much knowledge and information and lists in our brain, and it gives us a place to put that and have a week in a glance of, hey, I have to dress up this day, I have this big appointment, or this is the day I have to do my financial Friday meeting with myself to collect all my debit receipts and record them in my checkbook, or whatever. So it was just to have a place to put all that information, to gain clarity, to go into your week, because I think a lot of times our productivity isn't on a 10 every day, because we have too much stuff in here that we need to get out and put somewhere. And so your week at a glance will provide you to do that.
Right. And, I think that's so helpful, because I have lists here, I have lists there, and I cross off things, but then I go, well, where's my list?
Yes.
So I admire you, and I'm looking forward to this. And then the next section, it mentions balance, tracking habits, routines, and rest. And what's the difference between a routine and a habit?
Well, a routine is something we do all the time, right? And we have to do routines for things to become habits, in my opinion. So, you got to create a good routine so it becomes a habit. And so for us, Julie and I are both very balanced in that we spend time in the Word every day. We work on our bodies, we hydrate, we take vitamins and all of that. So the very top section of every day, it says start strong. And so you get to talk about what you're feeding your mind, your body, and your spirit to make sure that you set yourself up for success. And that was kind of something both of us did. We had little check boxes on our notebooks of, yes, I worked out today, and yes, I drank all my water, and yes, I took my vitamins, and yes, I moved my body, and yes, I did my spiritual pause. And we're like, why shouldn't that be part of our planner to where that's the start of our day? If we start strong, it provides us so much clarity and efficiency and productivity throughout the rest of the day. So we pray that people start creating some routines for themselves that just become a habit. I mean, I have the same habit every single day. Even when I'm traveling, I get up 45 minutes earlier than I normally would to do my morning routine because I know that what I put in the well comes up in the bucket. So if I don't start with my morning behaviors and routines and habits, then the rest of my day can turn to crap like that.
Okay, so that's where the daily well planner comes from.
Exactly. And you'll learn about that when you read the front page. You'll understand that we're all about filling the well with positivity and gratitude and growth and positive mindset and spirituality because we play at a higher frequency when we're feeding all of that. And when I talk about frequency, we got to be on point for so many people in our life. And so if we're prepared to go to battle every day, we're better active. So, active citizens, I guess I should say, and leaders and moms and dads and all those things.
Right. And for all those who have been with Coach Brock, one of the things he starts out with is take the first half of your day and write down everything that you do. And uh, it helps to, I guess, set the routine so that we can work with that and then build the habit and begin to structure. So I think something like this planner would definitely help all us ladies and guys out there. For your information in the chat, Grace has put the information about Kendra's planner out there. It's available in the Daily Well Planner store. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But the third and last point, which I think also is very important, is the growth section. And which is what each and every one of us, I think, on this call is interested in. And so, can you tell us about that too?
Yeah, so when you see the planner and you click on the page, you can go look at how it's laid out. But the top, we start strong. And then the rest of it is how we plan our day. So you were talking about writing everything down you do. That is our today's flow. And so it starts at 5 a.m. in the morning for us early birds, and it goes all the way to 7 p.m. at night. So you can plan out your day. And then the right side is the reflect and reset. That's really the growth for me, right? In that, what did I do really well today? What did I get hung up on? And so I can use that as gratitude in the morning, or I can use it as reflection at night. People like to journal at different times of the day. And so we wanted it to be a spot that if you're a morning person, you can write your gratitude down or your affirmations. Or if you're an evening kind of word dump kind of person, you could do it there. Then there's a get it done section. That's your, gotta do it, my to-do list, if you will. And then at the bottom, we have power moves. And power moves is where you can grow. What did I do today that moved the needle? Hey, high five yourself, right? Most of us work in an office by ourselves, and we don't have a place that somebody comes in and cheers us on. Oh my gosh, you made all your sales calls today, or oh my gosh, you landed that big fish.
Right.
And so that's really a place you can put your power moves so you can go back and reflect on those at the end of the week and say, gosh, I had 10 things of growth or 5 things of growth. I had a killer week. Or maybe if you didn't, then what do you need to do different next week to set yourself up for success? So that's kind of
Right.
how the planner is laid out on a daily basis.
Right. Sherry shared something I think that is really interesting. She said, what I put in the well comes out in the bucket.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. What you put in the well comes out in the bucket, right? If you're feeding yourself negativity, it's going to come out negative. If you're feeding yourself positive information, you probably can withstand some pressure and stress during the day because your mind and your body as well.
Yeah. Now, I don't know, Rika, can you share the the website that I gave you? If not, I can from my screen. And we can take a quick look at what Kendra's been talking about. Yes, from the Daily Well Planner store. If
You might have
well,
to, you might have to do it, Michelle.
okay,
And just open it up so that way you can direct it accordingly. And I can pull it up if
okay.
you need help.
Let me see. One of
While
these,
while you're doing that, I want to ask Kendra, oh, you got it already. Go ahead.
well,
You can go ahead and ask me. Go ahead, Brock. What you got?
So when you were, I thought when I was listening to you, I was dropping off Bryce, so I apologize. I'm running a little late this morning, but I loved how you and your friend, and I apologize, I didn't get the name, but you guys came together with your notebooks. You
Mhm.
guys came together and you said, let's go and like, let's create something. And when I was listening to my biggest takeaway, and I like just to kind of maybe dive a little bit deeper in your mindset, what you two got back together, you both were like, damn, we got a lot of similar things here, don't we? This is pretty crazy how similar it might. And when I was in the AA rooms, we would say that like all our stories sound the same, except it was a different drink, it was a different woman, it was a different marriage, it was a different house. Like, but our problems were very similar.
Yes.
In your case here, your growth or your challenges were very similar. When you guys came back together and looked at that, because in unison on this group here, we're all like looking at each other. We're all like, we lean into this because like, wow, I have the same problems, but boy, Kendra overcame them. And oh my goodness, Kendra did this and I'm going through this. But when you two got together, what was that mindset like? Like, wow, I think we're onto something here. We can really help people. Was there one thing or two things that were really similar with you both that you both had alignment in your challenges with?
That we're both super dialed in and structured. And we know that not everybody is. And so I think for us, we saw that as a gift that we could share with others. We're both transformational coaches, productivity coaches, and we see the same things over and over and over. So when you, as a coach, Brock, you see somebody that's doing the same thing over and over and over, you create a habit or a system or a tool that eliminates that so they can go to the next level. And quite honestly, for me, I am trying to do less work in more hours. And this is part of the productivity that we can streamline a lot of things instead of carrying multiple notebooks or having my budget on one piece of paper and then where'd the piece of paper go? Guess what? You can do your personal budget right here in your planner now, right? Goal sheets. We all do goal sheets. And what do we do with the goal sheets? Where do they go? They go in a desk drawer. Well, how about you put it in your planner? And once a month, you set a 15-minute calendar invite to yourself that says, go review your goals. Now I'm not digging through a file folder. If you could see my desk, it's all open. I don't have any drawers here. So no more piles of paper. It's just in this spiral notebook. And guess what? This goes everywhere with me. Today I'm meeting a lady from Denver about doing a talk out there. She happens to be in the Tampa area. I'm taking my notebook because in the back, there are note pages. Guess what? All my notes for 6 months will be in one place if I have to go back to them. So for us, it was, we both had a problem and we know that many other people have that problem. So let's solve the problem and create a transformation for all of us. So I guess hopefully that answers your question of what we really saw that we could create something together to solve a lot of people's problem, including our own.
How many people, put a 5 in the chat. How many people right now she's speaking to that you got a freaking, it's a chaotic mess either in your emails, it's a chaotic mess on your desk, there's papers in your car, there's papers in one notebook. I got stuff in my bedroom, I got stuff in the bathroom, I got stuff, my kids, like how many people right now struggle with just some organization, having clarity, understanding where things are supposed to be or not supposed to be, but it's just like, you know, it's all over the place. I struggle with passwords. Passwords drive me crazy. Now, what password is with this one over here? What password is like, there's so many small little things in our life all that we do have what we call organized chaos, but really it's just your way of justifying that I don't really want to take the next step in adding clarity in my life. And so, yeah, a lot of us have Sherry's really got a lot of fives there. So I know that answers the question, because I know, Kendra, knowing you and what this book is all about and reading your book is just like, guys, these are tools that she's providing for you all that literally, that's why I have mine, because I need it. I struggle if I don't have clarity. I'm like, I don't know what the hell I got going on today if I don't write it out. Now, Michelle's got this up online here, so I'll let you two ladies walk through this so that way people could see how amazing this book is and what you can use with it. So I'll let you two talk here.
So Kendra, I'll move the screen through this. You know, but we talked about clarity, balance, and growth. So those are just three of the areas. Do you want me to continue on, or?
Yeah, so the one on the left, the clarity, looking ahead, that was the week in a glance we kind of talked about. I will tell you guys also, my intention for that part of the book is, as a believer, I tell people all the time, I will pray for you. And guess where I now record my prayer request there. And so again, in the morning, when I open this up to journal or to see what's on my schedule for the day, I can always have those prayer requests there. So that's just a little additive there. The balance is tracking your habits and routines. We talked about that, the start strong. And then your growth is where we got to get it done, right? So where you take your notes of accomplishment throughout the day, you can check the box. I love that we created, that's an older page where it says 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have little circles. You can actually check those little circles off. If you are a high D personality, like a lot of salespeople, we need a sense of completion, or we're visual learners. So those little check boxes mean something to you. So we did create those on that. So yeah, and that's the full page. So you see on the right there, that is what you will get every day. It's a full page for each day of the week, Monday through Friday. And the only thing we changed on Saturday and Sunday is we took the workflow out, hoping that your calendar's not stacked on Saturday and Sunday, that you're able to use that place for a place to set and reset and rest and all those things. But there is a full day, Monday through Friday, that looks just like this. And we're super proud. I'll even tell you a little bit about the cover. Obviously, the Daily Well we've already talked about, but we know that purple, that is my favorite color, but it is a color of royalty in the Bible. And so when we were talking about a cover, we're like, we want it to stand out, not be too busy, be classy. So the words "the Daily Well" are written in gold, and the cover is deep purple, and that could be royalty. But it can also go unisex if somebody is really, we didn't want to make it too girly in case a guy did want to use it.
I think this is really incredible, and we have a minute or so here, and I wasn't able to see all of these messages. So Brock and Mark, you had some really good takeaways about this. We're getting a lot of fives. Go ahead, everyone, and give me a 5 if you really have enjoyed listening to Kendra today.
So Kendra, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So how long have you had this book and using this, I guess book, but putting this type together for organization? How long have you been doing it?
Well, I've been using books. I'm looking at my morning stand over here. I've probably been tracking my success through journaling, goal setting, all of that for the last 10 years religiously.
And I've started doing it probably about 4 years ago in my life. And Chad always says, or people who know me, they're always like, I do everything in I'm one of those, because of my coaching, when I coach football, everything had to be done, and we had to present our coaching plan to our head coach at the time period. And I really liked that. because I was able to go around when I became a head coach. I was able to go around and I can look at the offense, the defense, the special teams. I knew exactly what they were doing in reference to, you know, what they put down in their lesson plan. So based off of the last 10 years, Kendra, when you put this book together, where you've grown and what you've done throughout this time period, as you saw, there's a lot of fives. There's a lot of people on here. Time management always seems to be one of the biggest problems that people have, organization. And what would you tell us? What would be the one thing after everything that you've done? What would be the one thing you'd like to leave us with here today that could help somebody move the needle on what you've learned to help them in this in the challenges they have?
Thank you for that. I do want to reference it. This is brand new edition. So I've been using multiple books. So to get it all in one is brand new. It starts January 1st, 2026. So I'm so excited about that. But doing all the separate books, for me, the one thing that I really would tell you that I pride myself on is I eliminate chaos by having everything in one place. I think that you guys, we have so much coming at us all the time, whether it's on social media or text or voicemail or email. And, you know, we've got money files here and we've got notebooks there and we've got journal, and it just is a lot of chaos. And people say to me, you do everything with structure and systems. And I'm like, I had to. There was a time when I was selling over 300 houses a year, coaching, running our finances at home. I had a small child. Listen, I did it all wrong for a long time. I almost lost my family. I was 1 month away from bankruptcy. Like, I can tell you how to do it all wrong, but I can also tell you there's so much peace when you have clarity and organization in your life. I actually am putting out a newsletter today to people who follow me that says, this weekend, do these 5 things to go into the new year with clarity. Like, clean your closet, clean your car, you know, write down your goals, like, have clarity. And I think this book is the game changer for a lot of people if we use it. It will take you a little time if you're not used to tracking, and you're not used to having this much organization in your life. It'll feel a little weird. It'll feel a little uncomfortable for a while, but I'm telling you, clarity and eliminating chaos will bring you peace. And that's really why I love the book so much.
I love your comment. You said, first, you have to be vulnerable. You have to accept you when you said, I did it all wrong for so long.
Yes.
In many of us, you know, some of you here today are going to be like, I'm going to get this planner because we say enough is enough. And some of you are at that stage here. I'm telling you to get this planner because I have one. It will transform your life. But here's the biggest hiccup that I'm going to help you with right here today. So lean into this. You can get the book, you can get the pen, you can read the book, you can do whatever the hell you want to do all. But if you don't put it in your schedule and make it a habit that you are going to do this, I'm going to give you a clue, like at 8:45 every morning after you get done listening to us, go from 8:45 and start to work on yourself and start to pull out this book and put it in your calendar. Because if not, you're going to forget about it. It's going to be the next greatest thing that you think, and you're like, oh, it didn't work. It's like I tell people all the time. I ask them, I said, did it not work or did you not work it? Because many times we forget that other part, that you can have the tools, but you got to apply the tools. My dad used to say, a hammer is only good, Brock, until you pick it up.
Right.
So, Kendra, I appreciate you. Michelle, thank you so much for getting Kendra back on the show here. What a great opportunity. I mean, she was here last Friday. She's here this Friday. We got her in Nashville. I mean, if you aren't following her in her Facebook, in her Instagram, and getting her book, and like she's constantly on the go. I know you're getting ready to slow things down a little bit for the holidays and everything else because you're getting that balance. But thank you so much, Kendra, and thank you, Michelle, for having her on here.
You guys, thank you so much. And I hope to see everybody in Nashville, and bring me your calendar so we can compare notes of how much success you're having. I'd love to hear your feedback on it. You guys, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kendra. And we look forward to everybody in Nashville. And Brock, we have something that we need to say that's really exciting. You're offering a 25% discount, I understand.
Yes, the 25% discount goes on today. We're in the holiday spirit. We're still in the holiday spirit over here. So take a look at come to look at the Nashville tickets, guys. We can't wait to see. We just got the NHL. We got the tickets for the hockey game for that Sunday night. We now have over 16 speakers. Kendra is one of our keynote speakers. So this is something all you're not going to want to miss because it's going to transform your life. And we have a lot of fun while we're doing it.
Okay, and you have the information in there, and the code for today is NASH25. And next month, we have another exciting author. We have Frank McKinney coming back, you guys, and he's launched his next book. So we're going to talk about that. And, you know, he gave us a challenge last year. He said, everybody has a story, and he challenged us to write a book. So how many books have been written? And then on Monday, we have Chad Free coming back. I look forward to seeing you guys. Thanks again, Kendra.
Bye, you guys.
Great
Thank you
weekend,
so
y'all.
much. Bye-bye.